to another episode of the Edmonds Moms Room podcast. We are so excited today to talk with Sarah Richàrd of Allie Bell Music here in Edmonds.
Hi, thank you for having me today. I guess I should start by telling you why my business name is different than my first name.
That'd be awesome. I would love to know, yes.
Yeah. I get all the time people thinking that my first name is Allie because of our business name. But our business actually started at the Barclay Shelton Dance Studio on the alley of Bell Street in downtown Edmonds. And so that's how we got our name, Allie Bell Music.
Okay.
So it helps me weed out all the telemarketers because they all call asking for Allie.
Nice. That's a good way to do it. So tell us a little bit about why you started your business and kind of your passion for childhood music.
Sure. So my background is in music education. I have a bachelor's degree in K-12 music ed. And I also have a master's degree in voice pedagogy, which is the study of how to teach voice properly. It's kind of the anatomy and physiology of music.
Okay.
And when I was in graduate school, one of my assignments was to volunteer or a helper in the Music Together classes at Texas Christian University. So Texas Christian University has a huge preparatory department. They have over 500 kids a week who come and take music classes from them. And that's where I was introduced to Music Together. When I finished school, I moved back to Edmonds. I had been raised here in Edmonds, came back, got married, started a family, and when my youngest was about 2, I said, I need to figure out if there's Music Together here in Seattle. And so we plugged into Music Together classes, and then shortly thereafter I decided to go through the training myself and open Allie Bell Music. So we opened in 2012, and we started out really small because I was still teaching for the school district. I was an adjunct professor at the community college, and I was just teaching one class a week for the first 2 years. Now we're coming up on our 8th year, and within the past year we acquired our storefront location right next to City Hall across from Centennial Plaza, which was a huge dream come true. I now have 2 other teachers teaching for me, so we are servicing about 120 kids a week now.
Wow.
In our Music Together classes. So
that's amazing. What are your age range?
So Music Together is a curriculum for newborn to age 5.
Okay.
So our mixed ages classes are for sibling sets and any child that's in that age range of newborn to age 5. We also started what's called a Babies Only Music Together class this fall. And the Babies Only curriculum is specifically for new moms with their babies. And so no older siblings are allowed. And the class is for newborn to age 8 months. So we have a group of parents who are in there. The youngest baby in that class was 3 weeks old when we started this September. And they're ranging anywhere from newborn to 8 months in that class.
That's amazing. I have to side note here, and sorry to do this, but when it's so good for moms, there's some studies that show moms who sing to their babies actually regain better pelvic floor control, and I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of research on like the benefits of not just singing to babies, right? I mean, there's postpartum depression research, I believe. Yeah,
there are so many benefits to singing, just for yourself and to your child. I had complicated births with both my children, went through pelvic floor rehab myself, and as a singer, definitely know that there is a huge correlation between your pelvic floor and singing in a healthy way. So that's just kind of a natural benefit of learning to sing, is that you do use all of those same muscles that you need to strengthen as a new mom. As far as the research showing that it's beneficial to you and your baby if you're singing to your baby, one of the things that I think is just so important in the early stages of interacting with your baby is the fact that you both went through a stressful experience with birth. You both are going through a stressful experience of becoming a family unit. And singing to your baby actually has been shown to lower the cortisol levels in the brain for the mother and for the baby. And when the cortisol levels lower, that lowers the stress level throughout the body and just has a whole range of medical benefits for baby and for mom. So I really feel that, music is meant to be a part of our culture. We're all created as musical beings. We have a heartbeat that keeps a steady tempo, and babies come out of the womb ready and willing to make music with their parents. And I feel like it's my job as a music educator to give caregivers the confidence to know how to interact with their child and to know that they can make music with their child regardless of what they think their own musical, quote, talent is. I find a lot of new moms come into my studio knowing that music is good for their child, but not really knowing how to create that musical interaction with their child until they take a music together class. And in a music together class, you're given all sorts of tools. You're given all sorts of things that you can be looking for in your child's musical development so that you know to respond to those things when you see them happening, either in the classroom or at home.
But it sounds like it's a lot more than a music class. I mean, this is an interaction. This is bonding with your child. This is a lot more than just a music class.
It's a lot more than just a music class. One of the things that really drew me to Music Together over all other programs that are out there, because let's face it, every mom has a plethora of things on the buffet table that they can pick from to take their child to, is that Music Together is really firmly grounded in scientific research in early childhood development. Music Together has been around for a very long time. We have been around for over 30 years. We're recognized in over 40 countries. And the Music Together model, from the top down, is a model of support. So our teachers go through intensive training. Our directors of Music Together have 24/7 support from our headquarters in Princeton, New Jersey. We're constantly being given opportunities to further our own educational development within this field. So all of those things come together to create this program that is so firmly grounded in research and yet is fun at the same time. So families come in and they go, oh, we're just playing and we're having fun together. Yes, we are, but it's play with intention behind it.
Yeah.
And every single class, there are parent education moments wrapped into the lesson plan so that by the end of a 10-week semester, you've been given so many nuggets of wisdom that you can take as a parent and apply to your time outside of class. And I think, too, the other thing that's really special about Music Together is that it's not a situation where you come and you drop your child off and somebody entertains them. Music Together, the Music Together model is that you come with your child and you are the primary, most important person in that room. The teacher of your Music Together class just facilitates. Mm-hmm. And your involvement is just as important as the, quote, educated person in the room.
Yeah, which I think is really important, especially because it's time to just connect with your child, really. Mm-hmm. And I think in this day and age, I'm so guilty of I'll have days home with my kids and they're stressful days, you know, and you're telling them to do one thing, play with them, trying to do that in the laundry, and then you are on social media just to disconnect from the stress of being with your children a lot of times. Yeah. So I think that one-on-one pivotal attention is probably just so beneficial, and maybe the only time, even if you are at home with your children all day, that you truly get to connect and support each other and be together.
Yeah, and that is definitely paramount to what we do in class, is that connection between the caregiver and the child. But there's also the secondary connection of the other adults in the room being in this special musical environment with you, coming in feeling slightly vulnerable perhaps, singing together, dancing together, being silly together. it creates a social environment that is very special, and a lot of the moms especially who are coming into class feeling a little bit lost, maybe they're on maternity leave from a full-time job, they don't really have mom friends, or maybe they're just, feeling like they have tunnel vision and they're spending all of their time with a toddler and not getting much adult interaction. Even though our focus is on the children, what happens organically in our classes is that all of the adults become a community too. And I've seen a lot of really special friendships develop because of our Music Together classes. We're a block from Starbucks, so a lot of the moms have created walking buddy groups and various things, and I hear all the time that they're meeting up outside of our music classes too, and that's what we want. We want music to be a bridge that creates community.
That's great. Okay, I have to ask you, from my fear perspective of always labeling myself a terrible singer, don't sing in front of anyone, when I sing in a crowd, just keep it toned down, so save it for the car and just with my kids. How would a mom like me who thinks they're just awful show up for a class like this?
Okay, so my first question to you is, would you ever want your children to feel that way as an adult?
No. So that has to be the driving reason why you show up on my doorstep, and why a lot of these moms who think they are not musical people show up on my doorstep, because they have a lot of fear of their children having that same trauma of feeling non-musical, and they know in their head that music is a good thing, they just don't know how to give it to their children, and so they show up on my doorstep, and the first day they come in, they show up and go, here are my children, teach my children music, and I go, but they're your children, so we're going to teach them music. And the biggest thing to remember is that children don't care if you sing in tune. They care that you are making music with them. So regardless of what you think your ability level is, if you come in ready to jump in with both feet and show them joy, then the chances of them becoming interested in music are far greater when they see someone that they love who is enjoying themselves doing an activity. So, we can apply that to anything. Say you're a family that loves to ski. Well, the chances are good your children are going to be skiers if you're taking them up to the ski slopes every Saturday. Maybe you've got a dad who loves to do carpentry. The chances are good their little boys are going to be interested in hammers and nails at an early age if they're seeing dad enjoying that activity. And the same applies to music. It doesn't matter if you think you're talented. What matters is that you're actually doing it. So, and then what happens, because these children get exposed to music at such an early age, it allows them to make neural connections to actually become very musical beings at an early age without even realizing that it's happening. So our goal in Music Together is by the time you leave our program that your child has basic rhythm and basic tonal competence. So a child leaving a Music Together curriculum is going to be able to keep a steady beat and is hopefully going to be able to sing in tune, and that has nothing to do with whether mom or dad is able to do those things, but it has everything to do with whether mom or dad participated with them in their music making in class. Giving them the confidence, right?
Giving them the confidence to explore and to learn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. So do parents get better at the tone and the rhythm?
They do.
Okay.
And it's really delightful to watch that happen.
Yeah.
Because many of them won't say anything directly to me, but I see on their faces just that feeling of accomplishment when they suddenly feel like they're doing something the way they've always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So, and I think that confidence too comes with just a knowledge of how children learn music, and you gain more confidence in being willing to do it yourself when you see your children progressing musically because of that interaction you're having with them.
Neat. What does it look like when someone leaves your program at 5 years? where do they go from there? Is there...
So there's a couple different things that can happen at that point. I actually teach a kindergarten through second grade music class as well that's not affiliated with Music Together. It's just a general music class. So I have several kids who have graduated out of Music Together who are homeschooled and are coming to that class now and doing a more formal music education class with me. I also have a wonderful piano teacher at Alley Bell Music who has a doctorate in piano, is a mom of young kids, and is just a fantastic teacher. And she has several of my former students who are taking private lessons from her. So around age 5 or 6 is often when you might choose to go that direction. So she's teaching all day Saturday at the studio and accepting new students too.
Cool. Good. We'll put this in the show notes, but where would someone find you to get in touch with you?
Well, if you're just out and about walking, you can come say hi to me right next to City Hall on the corner of 5th and Bell in downtown Edmonds. You'll see our sign. And if you want to look online, our online address is alleybellmusic.com. And then, of course, we have business cards and postcards out front at our storefront as well. Our Edmonds studio is just one of 4 locations. So we also have a studio in Linwood. We have a studio in the Lake Forest Park Town Center. And we have a studio in Lake City.
So and they're all Alley Bell Music?
They're all Alley Bell Music. We have classes in English, and we also have bilingual music classes in Con Espanol with Elizabeth Elia, who's a bilingual teacher at our school.
Can non-bilingual students take that?
They can, yeah. It's a language and music immersion experience.
Awesome.
So no foreign language experience is required.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Anything else that you want to share? That was like a special nugget. I'm glad that came out. That you feel like you want the moms to know.
I just think it's really important as moms to think about what you want your child's cultural experience to be. And I think here in the United States, we have allowed music to not be a big enough part of our culture as a whole. And I would like to see that change. And I think it starts with parents recognizing that it's something that they want for their children and finding the places where they can gain the confidence to learn how to incorporate that into their daily life. And we're one of those places. So I hope that those listening will choose to seek us out or choose to seek out another Music Together center in the area if there's one that's closer to your home. But Music Together is just an incredible program, and both my children have gone through the program, and I love teaching it.
And do you mind sharing where your children are now?
Sure, yeah. I have 2 boys. My youngest is almost 7, and he's in 1st grade, and then my oldest is 11, and he's in 5th grade, and they both attend Edmonds Elementary.
Lovely. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. We talked about all the positive benefits and research of why we should have music in our lives. So something that has, for me personally, not been, I haven't thought about that much. So I'm really glad that you're here to bring the attention to that.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
The Edmonds Moms Room podcast is brought to you by Body Motion Physical Therapy. We help women through pregnancy and beyond so they can live active, confident, and healthy lives.